Welcome, everybody, to this NFL Draft Bible Spotlight Interview Edition brought to you by the Free Agency Database, headed by Mr. Marvin Jones, a part of the NFL Draft Bible label. Have the pleasure, I'm Ryan Roberts here, Rise and Draft on Twitter, of interviewing some current free agents who are just waiting for their opportunity. With everything that has happened with the COVID-19 pandemic, the shutdowns, this offseason has been particularly difficult to get that next opportunity. Well, I have here a young man who is a very talented football player out of Union College, a running back who is who is an interesting player, just eyeing for that opportunity. He's waiting. He's ready to go. You have Mr. Drew Carson, running back again out of Union College. Drew, if you just want to introduce yourself to the folks, man, appreciate you again taking some time with me today.
What's up, everybody?
So, like I said, Drew, Union College, I have you're originally hometown, Madisonville, Tennessee, Sequoia High School. I think you also may have went to Bethel University to begin with. So just kind of give me a brief background from Sequoia High School up to Bethel, Union College. Explain to me just a little bit of your journey so far during your football career.
Man, it's been crazy. So after Sequoia, I went to Bethel my freshman year for a semester, and then things weren't working out there, and so I had to come back home. But I went to community college at Chattanooga State, and while I was there, I didn't play football. I was just a student, focusing on my grades, trying to make sure college is, the route for me. And then I made that decision, and after I graduated, I got the opportunity to go to Union, and they let me on the team and gave me a scholarship and everything. So I was thankful for that, because when I was at Chattanooga State, I didn't think I was going to get to play football again. I thought my time was up, and I was just real thankful that I got to play again.
Absolutely. And let me ask you, Drew, obviously for that stop where you're not playing football, I have to think that, obviously the urge to play is itching in you, right? The kind of the love for the game is kind of like burning inside. How much did that time, maybe on a positive note, just reaffirm how much you love the game and how much it means to you to be able to play it?
I didn't really know how much I actually loved the game until I stopped playing it, and I had to just be like a regular college student / adult, just going to work, going to school, and coming home. I miss the practice, the workouts, the whole atmosphere. It really hit me, and I was like, I'll do whatever I can to get back on the team. I don't care what it takes. I'm doing whatever I can to get back on the team.
I love it, man. And obviously, you ended the career at Union College. You talked about that a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about that final stop of your college career. Maybe what were some highlights, and just how much did you enjoy your time a part of the Union College football program?
Being at Union College, it was different. It was a really different experience from what I was used to, as far as my first season there. On my first carry, I broke my leg. So,
oh, no.
Yeah. And so after that, I had to really become tough mentally to get back in the game. Because after your first carry as a running back in college and getting injured like that it hits pretty hard. So it was just definitely a mental battle while I was there.
Absolutely. And I know a part of the database here, Marvin and some others, a part of the NFL Draft Bible, have written a scouting report and just kind of going through some of the main points. They talked about your ability as an all-around athlete to affect the running game, affect the passing game, just your overall athleticism. If I had to ask you to describe yourself as a football player, maybe some of your biggest strengths, how would you describe Drew Carson, particularly as a football player?
As a football player,
yeah.
I'm gonna give it my all. I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not gonna say I'm the quickest, speediest back, but I'm a hard runner, and I'll protect my quarterback whenever I got pass block. So, and I'm not afraid of contact.
Mm-hmm. And is there and Drew, if I had to ask you for maybe some of your biggest improvements over the last couple of years, I know you mentioned obviously coming back from the injury a couple of years ago. What are some things that if you had to just really focus in on these two things or things that I added to my game that took my game to another level? What are a couple of those things in particular?
Um, my blocking.
Mm-hmm.
My blocking definitely took my game to a whole nother level. Just because by setting a good block, that's just as good as making a big run. If you can help somebody else on your team out, help the team out by making a big block, and just being trying to be a leader on the field. Because usually, like in the past, I've been like quiet and stuff. You know, I tried to stand back, let the coaches do their job and everything, and then, but at Union, you kind of had to like step out of your comfort zone, I guess. Sometimes step on a few toes to get people to do what needs to be done, like get in line. But it's just, I think the biggest thing overall would probably be blocking, because I really focused on that my last season there, and it was doing pretty good.
Yeah, and obviously that's a big attribute that running backs need to have at the next level. And you're taking every necessary step in order to keep yourself ready for that opportunity. I know, like I said in my intro a little bit, COVID-19, everything happening, pro day cancellations, all these types of things happening. It's not the most advantageous off season in order to get that opportunity. But for you, how do you think that you've been able to do your best to navigate this tough off season and then obviously keep moving forward for when that opportunity does eventually come?
Stay active.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay active, even though I'm not yet. I haven't got to work out a lot like I want to, like not as much as I want to. I still get to work out a lot, but just not as much as I want to. But yeah, I work at the gym right now, so I'm in the gym every day, and even if I don't get to work out there, my cousin, he has a gym like maybe 5 minutes down the road from me. He lets me have access to that anytime I want. So I constantly try to stay in shape and working out.
Awesome. And I know a couple things you've been doing this off season. You were at a couple of the American National Combines, the ANC Combines. Which two were you at in particular, Drew?
I was at the one in Houston and the one in Atlanta.
Gotcha. And how was just that opportunity? Because I know you put up some nice numbers overall from the couple workouts you were at. How happy were you with the numbers that you put up, and just how much of a blessing was that opportunity overall?
The first one, I was nervous, but it was fun. It was like it was a different atmosphere. Like I've never been to Houston before, and so whenever I was there, everything was so big. Like it was like a big place, and like the numbers I put up, I didn't do my best at the Houston one. I didn't think. I felt like I could have done better, but I still was able to do pretty decent, and it was real fun. Like after I done the first drill and I started like not being as nervous anymore. Like it was becoming fun. It was like I'm really here doing this. Like this is what I want to do.
Sure. And how much was it from a competitive standpoint, Drew? Because obviously you're competing, you're around other guys that have a similar dream to you. How do you feel like that you matched up? You know, just from other running backs in your group or other athletes in your group, how do you think that you competed overall during those combines?
Competition. I I felt like I was up there with the competition. Like I'm not saying I was the best there. There's definitely some guys there that I was looking at that caught my eye, you know, on how they did their stuff. But I think I matched up pretty good with him. You know, I gave him something to be like, oh, I got some competition here. I can't be, loafing.
Love it, man. I love it. And I know this has probably been a dream for you for a long time, Drew. And I know you're working your tail off. Just to put it out there for any front office executive or any scout, any agent, whoever it is that's kind of just listening in on this, are you open to not only the NFL possibilities but other leagues, specifically CFL, IFL, maybe even going overseas to play?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm completely 100% open to all opportunities that come my way. So I'm looking.
Awesome. And kind of the special teams background, I know a lot of people are going to ask you about that. Do you have experience playing special teams? If so, what are maybe some of the teams that you've been on and your just experience in that department?
On special teams, I played kickoff return, and I wasn't on the back line. I was on the second line, and I played that and punt return. And I was blocking on there too. I wasn't back there catching, but I played both of those. Good hands team. It's like the onside kick. And in high school, I was on kickoff, but I didn't do any kickoff during college. I think those are the only ones I've done.
Gotcha. And yeah. For a professional team, when you do get that opportunity, if they ask you to do maybe different types of special teams roles that you haven't had before, is that something that you're willing to do?
Yeah. Special teams is where it's at. Special teams is fun. So, yeah, I'm definitely open to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I know. When I was a player, I used to love kickoff. That was one of my favorite things to do. So.
Kickoff was my thing. I was hunting. I was looking for somebody to get. Really, it was fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I know it's they're making the rules a little different now, so it's a little less fun. A lot more touchbacks than there used to be, but it's a fun time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Drew, the last couple questions I have for you is one, I mentioned it's probably been a dream of yours since you were a little kid. So just talk to me about how long this has been a dream for you, and just when you ultimately get that opportunity, what is that going to be like for you? What type of blessing?
Ever since I was a little kid, I was always decent at football. I would get my name in the paper or something like that, and my mom, she would be like, shoot. I'm sorry, I got a phone call. Am I still on?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. My mom, she would be like, hey, if you keep at it, you'll be able to go to the NFL one day. And I just kind of look at her, I'm like, NFL? Crazy, it's just mom talking. She don't know what she's talking about. But if I do sign that contract, or when I do sign that contract, she was right. Since I was a little kid, that was something that she seen in me before I seen it in myself. So that's big, and it's like if she believed in me for that long.
Hey, and mothers always know best, man. So
exactly,
absolutely. And you mentioned your mom, so it kind of leading into another question. What's the support system around you, Drew? Because obviously I know this is a tough journey. There's a lot of things in short term, right? Like a lot of things getting thrown at you. Besides for maybe your mom and some other people, who are some people that have really been by your side throughout the entirety of this journey and just keep urging you on?
Well, my parents, they've definitely been there. My grandparents, they've always been there, and my little brother, he, even on the days like that I'm not feeling it, I don't feel like working out, he plays football too. So he was like, hey, you want to get better today? And it's like, if I say no, it's like, who don't want to get better today? But if I, so he kind of tries to trick me into going, he'll hold me accountable. Him, my cousin that I mentioned that had the gym, he played college ball at Wake Forest, so I hit him up one summer and we started working out together, and he's been he's came through for me a lot. And then my daughter is like, if I didn't do this, like there like if I can make it to the big leagues, like nothing to her should seem impossible, because especially from, like, we come from a small town. We live from a small town. You know, you got big dreams in a small town. People tend to look down on it, but it just, like, that's my support. Like, that's what motivates me. Those people. Like, my family's really been there for me the whole way through, ever since, like, I was a little kid.
And that's a great support system. Again, I'm joined here by Drew Carson, running back, free agent out of Union College. Drew, wanted to end you on this one, man, because I know there's a lot that you can bring to an organization. The moment that an NFL, CFL, professional league, a professional team in general gives you that opportunity, what should they expect from Drew Carson, not only as a football player but also as a person, the moment that you step in the door?
Somebody that's ready to work, somebody that's ready to bring their best to the table and make whatever's going on better. I want everything. I want to make it better. Like, I want to be a part of a team and contribute. And I will give them all, everything I got.
Absolutely. So that's a great way to end this one. Again, for the free agency database, a part of NFLDraftBible.com, headed by Mr. Marvin Jones, former 4th overall selection from Florida State University, New York Jet, great linebacker. Here with Drew Carson again, running back out of Union College, all-around athlete. Can do anything that you want on special teams as well. He's just ready to work. Drew, appreciate you taking some time with me again today, man. It was a pleasure just getting a little glimpse into your background, man, and I'm wishing you the absolute best moving forward here.
Thank you for having me.